Hey, it's Lindsay, y'all. So, feeling a little different since that last video. Um, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling hope. Why, you may ask? Um, Last week, this past week has been overall really good. There were some things that I didn't love about this week, mostly related to work, but honestly, it's so hard with the good stuff that happened to feel like I'm going to let that bug me because I had some good stuff to talk about. And I love making happy videos. I love making positive videos. I love talking about good things that are going on in my life. I share the other ones too because I think it's important and I think it's honest. But God, these are the kind of videos I love to make. So, like, just to get right into it, I had my consultation with the surgeon on Monday, and it went really, really well. Um, it started out with me getting there early because, doctor's office, new doctor, paperwork, all of that stuff that you usually have to do. And I didn't actually have that much. And, I was still at the desk and I was there like 20 minutes early. And then, a medical assistant or something came up and was like, Lindsay, and I was still like filling out paperwork. And I was like, yeah. And so I had to take it with me. And so we went ahead and did all the sort of appointment check stuff that they do, go over your medication list, all that junk. And then they put me in a room, and I was like, okay, well, now I'm still 15 minutes ahead of my appointment, so I'm going to sit here for 15 minutes and play on my phone. Okay, that's fine. But then the doctor came in, and he was super friendly and really respectful and answered my questions really well. He was, it was really good. I got a really good feeling from him. I want to trust him. He gave me a good impression. So we talked about all the options that I've been exploring, and he, did a little brief exam, which again, also incredibly respectful, and just, I felt very comfortable with him. And so I have decided I'm going to get surgery. Two of them, in fact, with him. And they're going to come up pretty quick. And I'm saying all this, I'm not on the schedule yet. And I'm still gathering paperwork. Things could still go wrong. But I'm planning for surgery. And how quick? Well, I'm assuming everything comes together like it's supposed to. I'll be getting an orchiectomy in a couple of weeks. In a couple of weeks. So that's big. And again, assuming everything comes together, I'm gonna get zero depth bottom surgery in about 4 months, which again is incredibly quick turnaround. And I'm still in shock and a little overwhelmed by it all. But I've made a decision, and I'm going to move forward. And I know, like, I've talked about it in the past, and I've been very torn up about the decision. And so you might be asking, like, how am I feeling now? I feel relieved. I feel at peace. I feel really comfortable with my decision. I feel happy. I feel excited. I feel all of those things that I wasn't feeling because I was still trying to figure out what I was going to do. And I was still fighting that fear. And trust me, I'm still afraid. I'm scared shitless of all of this, but I'm not feeling the shame anymore. I'm not feeling the, any of that other societal pressure. I'm not feeling any like internalized transphobia or any of that. Like, basically, like when other people tell me they're having surgery, I am genuinely excited for them. I am thrilled. And there's nothing but love and compassion and respect. And it wasn't giving myself that same consideration in the lead up to this decision. And I can do that now because I've made the decision. Nobody's going to talk me out of it. Like, nobody's going to tell me that it's wrong or like, I mean, people could try. I don't think anybody's going to. Mostly because the people that might, I'm not going to tell. And that includes my family, my immediate family. I don't plan to tell them. At least not for the Orky. I may have to tell them before the bigger surgery. Because that's a little bit bigger deal. But this is going to be big. So I am starting to gather my support structure. I've got 3 friends on board already, and their partners are all supportive. And I've got a couple other people I need to talk to. Because I'm going to need help. Like, if I don't have a support structure, they will literally cancel my surgery. Because with like the Yorkie it's very, very short. He said it's like 20 minutes in and out. So I need somebody to, drive me there, wait, and then drive me home again. And then I'm out of work for a week or 2. I don't know yet. I need to see what they recommend specifically. He said most people are feeling better after about a week. But I don't know if that means like just take a week off or if I need to plan for a second week. And I need to talk to my HR department about all of this as well. I've already talked to my boss. He totally understands. I mean, I didn't tell him why I needed time off. I just said, it's a minor surgery. And then we'll talk about the other one. I mean, I didn't mention that one yet. Because that's a bigger conversation. So. But I'm feeling good. I'm feeling hopeful. I'm feeling relieved. I feel like a big weight is lifted. And I feel like the dysphoria can't really touch me anymore. At least not that dysphoria. Because its time is coming and it's going away. I mean, I think I have no illusions to say that there won't still be some elements of bottom dysphoria even after surgery, but the primary issues there are going to be resolved. So I'm really hopeful. And yeah, so that led into, that was Monday. Tuesday was straightforward. And then I had, I'm sorry. I'm going to keep yawning, apparently. But then I went into like 4 straight days of being really social. So I had some social stuff at work because our execs were in from out of town, and our first time meeting them in person because they bought us during COVID. But I also got to see a lot of my coworkers because they were all in the office, at least some, to meet with the execs. And then Wednesday night, I went out for dinner with a friend. And it's funny because like apparently I am just like befriending people who like have performed services for me at some point. So like my realtor is a very good friend of mine, and he's actually one of the people that I've asked to help me with surgery stuff. But so the friend I went out with on Wednesday night was my friend who is formerly my speech language pathologist. But I got discharged from that a couple of weeks ago, a week or two ago, I guess a couple of weeks ago at this point. And we'd already kind of been talking about it, like after I'm discharged, and we don't have that, that patient, you know, therapist relationship anymore. We can just be friends because we got along really well in sessions, and we ended up, talking about food and things like that. And so we talked about restaurants we wanted to go to. And so we made plans and we went out, and it was great. We had a great conversation. And the food was fantastic, like absolutely phenomenal. So it was really good. It was just a really good night with, an awesome new friend. And that was great. And so we're actually going to go hang out and have dinner again next Saturday at a place that's closer to her house that she's been telling me about that I'm just drooling over. So I'm excited about that. And then after that, we're going to hit my favorite place. And like, it's cool to be able to get back out and sort of experience the restaurant scene here in town again, and see what's there and sort of rediscover that and get back into it. So that was really good. And then the next night, Thursday, I have this coworker, and she's a few years older than me, and she's in a different department, but she's been there probably as long or longer than I've been. I'm actually not sure exactly how long she's been there, but it's been a while. And we've always, when we have interacted professionally, it's always been really good. Like, I have immense respect for her professionally, and we've always gotten along really well. I've also always thought really highly of her. And, I think I know, no, I'm not going to say I think. I know she thinks highly of me as well. And so when I came out, she was really supportive. And so we were talking, and we're like, when all this COVID stuff blows over and it's safer, we're going to get together. We're going to go grab a drink, whatever. We're going to hang out. We're going to do something. Well, we finally got to do that. And it's, like a year later, we're finally able to do it. So she had this place that she goes to, and she's friends with the staff. And so we drank some really fancy sparkling wine. Like nothing I'd ever had before. It was very cool. And munched on some little snacky things that go well with wine, and we just talked for hours, and just really, it was nice to get to know each other on a personal level, and it was just really, really wonderful. So I look forward to doing that again and continuing to get to know her better and building that friendship. I should have brought some water with me. My throat is, well, nah, it's fine. So then Friday, very exciting stuff. I have another friend, and so she and I were friends before. This is not a new friend, but she's somebody I literally hadn't seen her in like 11 or 12 years. And, we met playing D&D through like an old coworker of mine. And, we stayed connected on Facebook for all the years, and but I hadn't seen her. And then, when I came out on Facebook, she was supportive, and she was just, really cool. And so we kind of talked some, and there was at one point recently, she was mentioning on Facebook that I think it was like January, but she mentioned on Facebook she's looking for places, like for recommendations for a nose piercing. And it's something I've wanted to do for a while. And so I sent her a message, and I was like, hey, if you do this, I want to come too. And so she was super excited about it. And so Friday night, we did it. So we have matching piercings now. They are like the multicolor, like rainbowy gem. We got them on the same side, so we're super excited about that. We have matching piercings. We're cool like that. But it's just awesome. She is amazing. She is delightful. She's so much fun. We're gonna play like RPGs again, and she's determined to be my wing woman. You know, now that I'm single again, and yeah, we just so after we were badasses and got our piercings like boss bitches, we went out and went to this pub restaurant thing place, and we had some drinks and we had some amazing food, and we hung out for hours again, just talking and catching up and talking about my plans for surgery and things like that. She I told her ahead of time that I had that consultation, but I hadn't told her until Friday that I had decided I was going to go through with it. And she told me that she pretty much told me before I even asked that whatever I needed, she was going to be there and she was going to help with it. And so then I told her, I was like, well, I was actually going to ask you tonight anyway. And she's like, yeah, I know, but you're the kind of person that doesn't like to ask for help. And she's right. So again, she's amazing. And her husband was super supportive too. She was saying, that they'd already talked about it and he'd already said too, like anything that Lindsay needs, like we'll help in any way we can. Cause I played D&D with him too back in the day. Keeping in mind, again, all of this was pre-transition, so they knew me a different name, different gender, all of that. But they're just really awesome people, and they have precious children that I really look forward to meeting in person at some point, hopefully in the very near future, because they're absolutely adorable. I've seen them on a video call, and she tells me stories about them and stuff, and they're super cute. So Friday was just awesome too. And the thing that those were all just awesome nights out with awesome people. And it's great to get out and be social again. It's great to go out and enjoy restaurants and and pubs and bars and whatever again. But like another thing I really got from it, and I think stems also from some of that peace and confidence after the surgery consult, I got a lot of gender affirmation from it, because these are all women who I really respect and really I care about, and that I enjoy spending time with. And they all, so two of them knew me before transition, and one of them met me after I started. But like there's no doubt in any of their minds, because they've said as much, and I believe it and I can see it, is they just see me as Lindsay, this awesome woman that they want to hang out with, and they see how happy I am, and they see like I'm really stepping into my authentic self and just living my life and being me, and they see it and they love it, and they're proud of me, and they think it's a beautiful thing, and it's amazing. And they just treat me as just another girlfriend that we're going out for drinks and dinner and having a good time. And this is what I've always wanted. Like, that's who I've always been meant to be, and it just makes it that much more clear. Like, this is me. This is who I am. And I've been thinking a lot this week, and it's a lot of dreams and wishes being fulfilled with all of this. Things that I never thought I'd have. And I'm getting some of them, and I'm planning for others, and like transition it has exceeded my expectations. I couldn't have possibly imagined how fulfilling and how affirming all of this would be. How right all of this would feel. I was afraid I was going to feel fake all the time, and everybody was going to see me as some sort of freak and imposter. And it's just not the case. Like, I feel pretty. I feel attractive. I care about my body. I don't just care about it, I love my body. I couldn't say that before. And it's just all really hitting home this week. I love me. I'm capable of loving me. And I think I can do that consistently. And it gets more and more consistent all the time, but there's highs and there's lows. But I feel like this week is this next springboard. Because, I did a lot of my transition in isolation. Well, not isolation exactly, but in lockdown. So I could hide a lot. And so I wasn't sure how people are going to feel about me in person. And how I'm going to feel about me, like, existing as a woman in the world. And it's perfect. I mean, it's amazing. This is who I'm meant to be. And then Saturday, well, I guess I should include, and I'm sorry to my friend that I had coffee with on Saturday, but I've hung out with her many times. This is my friend that, I've been able to hang out with during lockdown as well, with her and her family. But again, she's just someone who recognizes these changes that I needed to make and these acknowledgments of who I am. And she just sees me as this person. She knew me before. And she liked me before. Like, we were cool. We were friendly. I had great respect for each other then. But, like, now she's one of my closest friends. And she's very dear to me. And it feels so good. So then Saturday night, I was supposed to play D&D, and it got canceled because people weren't able to make it. And I'd had somebody say something to me about earlier in the week that was like, hey, if you've got time this weekend, if you're free this weekend, we're going to hang out. If you want to come hang out with us. My realtor friend was one of the people in that group. And I was talking to the friend that I met through him. And they were all going to hang out on Saturday. And so I sent him a message and I was like, hey, if you guys are still doing something, I'm in. And so I went, and I had a really good time. Like, just a really good time. And I met that guy's roommate. And he was really cool. But it was just cool because it was, the things that I've been looking forward to, I'm a little scared of, just in general, is like, so generally, how are people going to view me? Two, so it's actually multiple things. The general is, how are people going to view me? The next thing, getting specific, is, do women accept me as one of their own, as a sister? And And the answer is yes, is what I'm getting is a resounding yes. They accept me and they love me and they recognize that it's where I belong. And I always have, and just haven't been able to pursue that. But the other thing that I've been worrying about, and I still worry about because it's still pretty limited at this point, but is getting involved and connecting with the local queer community. Because I just didn't really know that many people before, just because I just didn't. And so I'm slowly starting to build those connections and finding my place amongst those friends. And, we can hang out and just sit on the couch for hours and talk about, watch some Whitney Houston and then watch Michael Jackson Thriller video just for funsies. And then, just wax philosophical about, queer existence for hours and talking about all of our different experiences, and what that means for us. And, talking very frankly about other people in the community. Well, not other people, but other groups of people in the community and how we all interact with them. And talking about, we talked about the fact that I spent a lot of my transition during lockdown and the effect that has versus, the experiences that trans people that didn't have that, good and bad, how that affects my transition. And it was just really, it was really cool. And, I think they all, again, they're all people who accept me and love me for who I am. They see the confidence that I have in myself and who I am and who I'm becoming. I mean, I say who I'm becoming. I am me, and I feel confident in that. So I only say becoming in so much as, we're all constantly growing and changing. But, this cool trans lesbian chick named Lindsay, with, with her sass but her deep moments and her love and compassion and kindness and consideration and sweetness and naivety and all of these things that are me. Like, I'm not becoming a person. I am that person. And I think like I've been in that for a little bit. And so I've been struggling to think about like transition, and people talk about, when they finish transition, or, talking about how you talk about your transition, like that I am transitioning or that I transitioned, past tense. And I'm not sure where to draw that line. And I actually think once I get past these surgeries, I'll probably start talking about it in the past tense. Sometimes I still do because socially I'm transitioned. And, I think I look pretty good and I pass most of the time. Or at the very least, people don't think I'm a guy when they look at me. Like even if I'm trying, apparently it's very bad. So I'm transitioned in those ways. And so the only things that are left are private, i.e., my privates, and so that's for my well-being, and that's getting my head into the right space, because that's the big reason for it, more than anything else. Like, yeah, I want those parts to be right, but I need those parts to be right. Like, I need that for the sake of my dysphoria and to alleviate that. Um, so, I mean, really, it's about getting right in here. That's why I have to get right down here. Um, but like I said, that's not really anybody else's business. I don't have a partner right now, and that's really the only other person who it could remotely matter to. It's nobody else's business. It doesn't matter. It doesn't make me any less of a woman for what I have in my pants right now. Um, or if I chose not to have surgery, it doesn't make me any less of a woman. It's just a thing that I need to do to feel right for myself. So I totally lost that train of thought. Um, so maybe that's a sign I should just wrap this up. So yeah, the big stuff this week. Decided on surgery after the consultation. Some really great social time. Really feeling like I'm rebuilding my life, not just because of coming out of COVID, but because I transed my gender as well. Um, and I got all of that I needed to do. Um, just feeling really good coming out of all of that. And I have far fewer social functions scheduled for this week, which I hope that changes. Actually, I would love to get out and do more. So if people are seeing this and they want to hang out, and we actually like know each other IRL, and you want to hang out this week, please let me know. Let's do it. I'm booked on Saturday, but other than that, I'm pretty open. So let's do something. Let's put something on the calendar. Yeah. Or the following week. And then after that, I might be recovering from surgery. I don't know. We'll see what the calendar, how that shakes out. But yeah, so we'll see. We'll see how this next week shakes out. We'll see how things go. But I'm feeling very, very, very good right now, all around. Yeah. So with that, as always, and actually even better than always, I offer you nothing but big, big, wonderful love and hugs. And I've gotten so many hugs in the last week, it's amazing. So I offer the same to you. I offer you my love and my hugs, as always. Take care.